Let's talk about what's going on with the market. It is, I believe, Wednesday morning here, April 10th, 2024. The intraday session just started about a minute ago. Um, let's take a look at something real quick. We'll come back to this daily chart. This very interesting chart, and see. We'll talk about this. All right, here we are on my YouTube channel. I think I've showed this before recently, but let's go back here and I'll talk about how I warned that this market was going to have a pretty significant, I hate to use the word crash because it's so abused nowadays. Everybody and their grandma every day for weeks and months, and they just keep putting out the same trash over and over because every day for the last 2 years they talk about a crash, but they don't know what they're doing, right? They'll get it right. As they say, a blind squirrel will find a nut eventually. I don't do that. I don't put out crash videos every day with fires and flames and screaming from the hilltops. I put out videos, a warning that the market's going to pull back when I actually think there is something to pay attention to. So we're going to talk about two different dates here. Let me see if I can find it. So the first one was here back on March 16th. I said stock market special report, and you can't see it here, but it says warning. At that time, I saw on the weekly chart there was some weakness starting to creep in. It looked like the market was gonna potentially level off and begin to pull back. It didn't. Okay. It decided to have a little more run, which is fine. And I said we needed confirmation the week after. We didn't get it. So now let's scroll up. And I said, right here, April 2nd, I said S&P 500, huge warning signs. So if you didn't watch this video, you really want to go back, you just look for Geddes Realists, and you'll get all my content, okay? You can subscribe for that matter. Not that I really care. YouTube. Here's the thing with YouTube. If you subscribe, they're probably just, make sure you're subscribed, because they'll probably unsubscribe you because they absolutely hate my guts. I won't go into all the reasons how bad Google and YouTube are again. I've belabored that point enough in the past, so I don't really care anymore. I just use YouTube to put up my content for my members, and I don't really care what YouTube thinks of me. YouTube and Google are pretty horrible organizations, but anyway. So anyway, here on April 2nd, I said S&P 500, huge warning signs. And if you've been watching my videos recently, then you'll know that I've been saying the market's looking pretty weak, and I think we're going to get a big, massive pullback. Okay. Look at these numbers, guys. I get in views 65 and 118, and I mean, this is like ridiculous, right? This is how YouTube treats me. 88, 128, 208. I mean, these are public videos. Public. I don't even have monetization on. Sometimes I turn monetization on just to see if it makes a difference. It makes no difference. This is the little putrid views I get. So in other words, they never let my videos like escape some tight little like dark closet, They're just horrible. Absolutely horrible. So anyways, I don't really care. I don't make money off YouTube and Google. I've moved my revenue and all that stuff off of their platform, but quite a while back. I just use them now to put out the videos, and I don't put monetization on, because you know what? If they're gonna, the way they just treat content creators is just ridiculous. What's hilarious? I get videos from them every month, and they say, tell us how we can help grow your channel. I mean, like, okay. You mean after you've unsubscribed my subscribers for 3 years now? At least 3 years. It's probably been somewhere like 3. Look at this number right here. I've been stuck at this number, like 4,800 for 3 years. Seriously, 3 years. The channel doesn't grow at all. Like they claim here I got 27 subscribers in the last 28 days, it doesn't really matter. They'll just turn right around and like unsubscribe some more and just keep it right around 4,800 all the time. It's pathetic. Google and YouTube, if you're listening, you are the scum of the earth. Anyway, let's go back to the charts. We'll talk about what's going on. So here we are back on the charts, and of course, as I've been saying, I've been warning about this. And my members, I told them, I said, look, once we break below this 52.67, I think the bull run is bust, at least for a little while, and we're going to see 51.81. Well, we got 51.81 today. And I'll put out my video that I always put out at the end of the day for the members and for everybody for that matter. I'll still do that stock market review at the end of the day. But I wanted to talk about this because I think a lot of people were expecting the market just to continue to do what it does and go to all-time new highs. Well, that ain't going to happen. That was done and dusted back here, guys, as soon as we had this little episode right here. Done and dusted. Now, we needed confirmation, and I had to wait. But when this big red day right here came in, I knew that was it. The market was done. It doesn't mean that it's just going to be bear market from here until eternity. No, but at least for a little while, the bull market's over for a little bit here. And we've got some dates in here, April 15th. You can't see this one very well because it's yellow, but there's an April 22nd, there's May 8th, there's June 2nd. And on the weekly chart, I think there's June 15th, which looks really promising. And here on the daily, might as well go ahead and do it right now. I'll just make a duplicate of this one, and we'll move it over here and put the right date in here. This is June 16th, I think, over here. So lines up really well with that weekly chart, which I'll show it later on today for the week of June 15th. So this to me out here, this June area is absolutely a monster for like a cycle low. So, what am I saying? I'm not saying wait till you get all the way out here and make a trade. I'm saying between now and June 16th, I think the market's in some serious trouble, if you want to put it that way. Now, as a futures trader, I don't really look at the market as it's doing great or it's in trouble. I use that kind of language only because the general public understands that. From a futures trader's position, I just see it as profit. Okay, I don't care if the market's doing that or the market's doing that. It's opportunity, okay? So to me, it's all good. I'm making money up or down. Makes no difference. But since the public likes to think that up is great and down is bad, this is the kind of words we use. But the truth is, folks, down isn't necessarily bad. You just have to view down as the same thing as up. It's just in the other direction. In other words, from a trader's perspective, it's just opportunity. That's the way you have to view the marketplace. Okay, and I don't care what you're trading. I don't care if you're trading SPY, S&P 500, NASDAQ. Okay, they're derivatives. You're trading commodities, gold, which has been absolutely on fire, but it took a big smackdown. We'll look at that later today too, when I do my recap today at the end of the day. Okay, whatever, crude oil, you can go on and on, wheat and corn and silver, and there's just endless natural gas. The list just goes on and on and on with commodities and futures, right? So I've been talking to some of my members lately about, a lot of them trade options, a few of them trade futures like I do. And I said, look, when the market's really, really volatile, trade options because you'll probably pick up a little bit greater profitability. Okay, but over the long run, futures are going to probably make you more money because not every day is a home run hit, right? Not every day is going to be this huge red day or this huge red day, okay, or this big green red day over here. Not every day is going to be like that. All right, so futures shines on all the other, futures just shines, period, but it's going to really shine on the small days, that day, this kind of medium-sized day. Even on this day, it looks like there's nothing there. There's still a lot of money in that little doji candlestick. Believe me, there's money there, lots of it. Okay, so futures can do things for you that options are going to struggle to do on like your average day, okay? So do I think one's better than the other? Over the long run, I think futures are going to pay you better, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't trade options. It just means you need to have as many tools in your toolbox as possible, right? So where do I think we're headed? Well, it's pretty simple. There's nothing between here and here. There's just a big gap of air. You know, I talk about natural support and resistance points all the time. Okay, I'm going to keep this video short because we'll cover a lot of this today later on after the market closes. But I talk about this all the time. You know, Fibonacci is only so good. Fibonacci retracements or extensions don't do much good when you're just marching to all-time new highs for months on end, right? It just, you know, gets kind of meaningless. All right. But guess what? Couple things here. We are going to hit 50.85 or 50.63. This area is absolutely going to happen. Okay, forget about it. There's just this big, massive gapage. Gapage, I like that word. It's a new word, gapage. Big, massive, just like no support at all. There's like this tiny little something right here, but forget about it. It's not going to work. That isn't going to work. It's down here. Trust me. This is where we're headed. There's two of them. There's 50.85 and 50.63. We'll probably hit this 50.63 area. Okay, but this is where we're coming down, guys. Right around 5,100 to 5,000, right in this area. That's where this market's going. Okay, when? Well, soon. Okay. Everybody wants. People are funny, right? Traders are funny, especially options traders. I love my members who are options traders. I love you guys and gals. I really do. But they always want to know the exact price and they want to know the exact when, because for options traders, this is like paramount. They get these two things right before they take their position on, right? With futures, it's not quite as critical. We don't really need to know super far in advance. We could trade Johnny on the spot and still make a lot of money. But anyway, 50.85, guys, is where we're headed. Gonna happen. You could almost place a bet on that one. That's gonna happen, okay? But you know what else is really cool about all this? We finally, for the first time in like, I don't know, what has it been? Let's go stretch back over here. How long has it been? Let me just pull up the long game here. Really, going all the way back to October of 2023, we've been on this massive bull run, right? But for the first time in a very, very long time, guess what we have? We have resistance. We have a natural resistance point. It's called 52.67, at least on the June futures as it stands right now, okay? This is a continuous contract, you know, the ES, whatever. So we have a natural resistance point. We haven't had that in forever and a day. Everybody's been doing Fibonacci retracements. I don't particularly put a lot of credence into Fibonacci. I'm not retracements, sorry, extensions. When the market's going just nuts like this, when this is called madness, I don't put any credibility in Fibonacci extensions when you've gotten up to this level. It's just, you know, it's silliness. So now we have a bona fide resistance. Okay, so why is that important? Well, later on, when this bear run is done out here, probably in June, we can look to these numbers and know where the resistance is going to be. That's helpful for traders. Now, I'm not saying it won't break and go to new all-time highs way out here. It may even do that. Okay, but resistance is super, super helpful. Those are targets that we know the market will have a sticky point, right? That's what we're really talking about. Where will the market kind of get stuck for a little while? Okay, just like today, it came down, hit 50.81. What do you know? It touched 50.81, got a little lower than that. What did it get down to? 76? 76. Okay, close enough, right? 51.76, 51.81, because I was kind of taking an average from this group over here. See how that works? You see it? Yeah. You can thank me later. All right. You really should become a member. If you're watching this video, you've been on the sidelines for probably weeks and months and years watching my channel, the few that actually that YouTube and Google let people watch. For those that have been sitting on the sidelines, stop sitting on the sidelines. It's crying out loud. It's freaking $7.99 a month. Okay, you know how much money I made here right here overnight? Stick around for today's video later on. It's in the thousands, and I'll show you the profit for this. What happened? Okay, stick around later on today, and when I release that video, your jaw's gonna drop. All right, stick around to the end of this video. I'll show you how to become a member. But for right now, those are my takes. Video's already getting too long. 50.85 is gonna happen. We finally have a natural resistance point that we can look into in the future. So guys and gals, I think the market's in a great place. Okay, you got to change your mindset. We're no longer in buy the dip. We're in sell the rip mode.